Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. An increase in cloud cover as well as an increase in winds as expected so far this morning. Still staying below that wind advisory threshold at this time, but do expect those winds to continue to increase with the wind advisory becoming likely, especially as we get into the afternoon. Otherwise, expecting dry conditions as we move through today. Today, we'll see clouds increasing this morning and then decreasing as we get into the afternoon hours. Take a look at the current surface analysis. Weak low pressure to the north here with this boundary. It's going to kind of push through and decay over the local region, causing that increase in some of that cloud cover. Behind that, we'll see high pressure building in over the region to set up for a dry period of weather for the next couple days, with our next chance of rain likely arriving as we get later into the weekend, and maybe an isolated sprinkle Friday evening. Take a look at the upper level winds for this morning. Sounding hits some northwesterly winds closer to the surface, westerly through the mid levels, and west southwesterly as we get up into the 20 to 25,000 foot levels. Our peak wind this morning was 106 knots at 25,000 feet. The freezing level was at 4,600 feet. Looking at the current visible satellite, we can see that cloud layer that we were watching earlier this morning is pushing through the local area. Again, as this pushes out, just expecting a few clouds around as we move into the later afternoon time frame, with a gradual clearing trend as we move into the evening. If we look at the European model here for the short term as well as the longer term outlook, we'll see this upper level trough over the area, keeping those temperatures more seasonable through the day today as well as into tomorrow. Going into the evening, we'll see those winds light, and again, as mentioned, clear skies going to allow those temperatures to become quite chilly, actually below average for this time of year, but just above freezing. And then we'll be back to more seasonable high for our Thursday. But overall, as you can see, dry conditions with high pressure and control through the day on Thursday. And as we get overnight Thursday into Friday, we'll see that area of high pressure moving off the coast, more of a southerly flow returning through the overnight time frame. Is going to start to evict some warm air into the area, setting up for a mild day on Friday. We'll see here as that warm boundary kind of lifts into our region, particularly late on Friday, very low end chance of seeing maybe a few isolated sprinkles, maybe an isolated shower, again mainly late in the evening and through the overnight time frame. As you can see, the European model showing some precip mainly just west of the local area, but can't rule that out. Otherwise, things looking mainly dry as we move through the next several days into the weekend, continuing to stay mild with that jet well to the north, and looking at very nice conditions. The next chance of rain looks to move into the area as we get later in the day on Sunday, as a weak area of low pressure brings a boundary through during the PM time frame on Sunday, possibly bringing some shower activity into the area as conditions continue to be on the mild side, and some increased precipitable water levels in the atmosphere. So that will be our next best chance of seeing some precip in the area. And as we move into the start of next week, we'll see a more potent area of low pressure tracking north of the region, bringing a more potent boundary into our area again during the PM time frame as we move through the day on Monday. That's going to bring a slightly better chance of seeing some shower activity, maybe even some thunderstorm activity moving through the area as we move into the evening. Going overnight into Tuesday, we see that boundary push through, clear things out, and high pressure settles in with still mild but more seasonal temperatures as we move through Tuesday into the middle of the week. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, do have an orange risk for winds that are above 25 knots starting this morning, increasing to a red risk as we move into the afternoon. Again, just below that wind advisory criteria at this time, but do expect those winds to gradually continue to increase out of the west-northwest, 10 to 15 knots, gusting up to 24 knots by the late morning time, and then seeing our peak winds today, northwest, 12 to 17 knots, gusting up to 28 knots, likely as those clouds or behind the clouds clearing out of the area. High temperature expected in the mid-50s this afternoon, and otherwise, again, just a few clouds around and fairly seasonable temperatures. This evening, we'll see clear skies, and those winds will start to lighten up. It's going to allow temperatures to cool down to around 33 degrees, so chilly for this time of year, but otherwise conditions staying fairly quiet. Tides are running normal. The extended forecast here, we'll see a partly cloudy day for Thursday, similar to what we'll see today, but not as breezy. We'll see some slightly breezy conditions, but again, not expecting a wind advisory for our Thursday. Winds turn more subtly as we go into Friday, slightly breezy once again, but milder temperatures and no wind advisory expected. Expecting high temperatures back up into the mid 60s, and then that about 20%, 15 to 20% chance of an isolated shower or sprinkle Friday evening, and then into a nice weekend with some mild temperatures, highs in the 70s as we move into Saturday with partly sunny conditions, mainly some high clouds around the area, and then that chance of rain moves in as we get into Sunday. Again, during the PM time frame, it looks to be about 40% chance of rain. Pretty good agreements with the models, but we'll likely see that probability increasing as we get closer to that event. High temperature rate around 70 once again, and that continues into Monday with that second chance of rain showers pushing through the area, possibly some breezier conditions on Monday as well, and then things start to quiet down as we move into Tuesday, with those temperatures also cooling off behind that stronger boundary pushing through the area. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.